I'm going to let our next two guests introduce themselves, starting off with...
I'm Dr. Peter Lovett, and I've spent about 24 years working in the shea butter industry. Started in the mid-90s looking at propagation of the crop, helped mentor the formation of the Global Shea Alliance. I used to be an owner of the Savannah Fruits Company, which now works with 15,000 women, but I'm now focused on landscape restoration. We've got quite a big problem in the parklands of West, Central and East Africa because agriculture is modernizing. We're bringing in tractors, we're bringing in fertilizers, we're bringing in pesticides, and we're clearing the trees and we're losing the fallows. And there is no tradition of tree planting, and without the fallows, we don't have the regenerating shea trees. So we have a little bit of a crisis. So I'm working with Form International, Form Ghana, AROSHA, IUCN, Presbyterian Agricultural Services, and the World Food Programme to see how we can get more trees, more native trees planted in villages.
I assume that one of the problems that you might be encountering in this area is the issue of land tenure. Not everybody has tenure to land. They might have the right to use land. Maybe you could, from all your knowledge of being there, talk a little bit about land tenure issues, if it's an issue, if it's a problem.
Thank you. Yes, it is a problem. We have a situation where women have the engendered rights to collect shea nuts, but they have very little ownership of the shea trees or the land. Even the local farmers probably have to defer to landlords or senior chiefs if they want to do anything on the land. And planting native trees, including the shea tree, has often been seen as taboo. So we're starting a process now trying to talk with communities, get them to ask their senior chiefs and landlords that they want to plant the trees, and then I'm trying to mentor the process and take it all the way up to the senior, the kings as it were, chiefs, and they're being very supportive. They're giving permission to do this, and we will start moving forwards.
You were saying that you had just been speaking to a king. Maybe you could tell us a little bit about how that conversation went, and that you said he was being supportive. So what is going to happen?
We're working with communities in Gonjaland, which is the largest sort of tribal land in the center of North Ghana. Their lands stretch from Côte d'Ivoire all the way across to Togo. So we have a tree nursery in a place called Mognori, and they come under a village called Murugu, so we talk to their chief. They come under a chief at Busunu, the Busunu Ora, and then their king for the entire Gonjaland is called the Yagbon Ora. So we went through this sequence of conversations, and everybody is giving support. So I think what we're now going to do is move towards developing a tree treaty, but there's more work to do.
I understand also that in the shea butter sector, which is what we're talking about and what we're concentrating on, and Linda over here has a sample, that there are some changes coming, but we could talk about that in a minute. I just wanted to address a little bit about what is the role of women in the production of shea butter. They have the right to take the nuts and to produce it. They don't have the rights to actually own the tree or plant necessarily more trees. So let's talk a little bit about, Linda Atibella is going to tell us a little bit about what the role of women is in the production of shea butter and if that's changing.
Thank you. I'm Linda Atibella and an agripreneur as well. I've been working in the shea value chain for the past 6 to 7 years, and that led me into founding a company that currently works with over 615 women indirectly, but 15 women directly. So what we do is we work with women that are into shea picking. Women, those are the shea collectors and shea processors as well. So the industry of shea wouldn't be so much, should I say, exist properly if women are ignored out of the value chain, because largely 90% of the actors, which are women, are found at the base of the pyramid or the value chain of share. But when it comes to the social value or economic value, they are the less to benefit. So we have more women being the collectors, more women being processors who feed into these larger multinational companies that buy the shea for either cosmetics or for confectionery purposes, which Dr. Lovett rightly said that it's one of the areas that has been underlooked over time, which we want to unearth for people to know that it's not just only for cosmetic purposes, but it's also for edible purposes. It's an oil that has stearine, just like palm oil is being promoted. Shea has stearine in it. And when properly promoted, what this does is, instead of using other oils that are having bad cholesterol, shea under room temperature, when consumed, it easily comes out of your system. So it's one of the areas we want to promote to get international attention, so that lots and more people will get to use it, not just for cosmetics, but also for edible purposes. Thank you.
Thank you. That's really interesting. I never knew that shea butter was something that was also edible. And in fact, you were saying earlier that it's eaten very commonly in Ghana. And is it used to fry foods and prepare salads and things like that?
So shea can be used as for gravy, for stew. You can also use it as a bacon liner, just like margarine. You can use shea for that. You could also, traditionally, we can prepare porridge and then just put it soupy porridge, and then you put a little on it, and it's good to go. So you can also use it for frying. So locally, we have something we call kose or masa. These are local cakes, and that's what they use shea for.
That's great. Thank you very much for talking about this very interesting topic, and for coming on to the Global Landscape Fund, Global Landscape's website, and talking about shea butter. Thank you.
Thank you.